Christians. This thing happened to me in a church police station. 20 years I've told you several times. I phoned somebody died. I phoned some children were looking at the person. Me, I said the person was wrong. I called the OC at church. His name was called Aban. Unfortunately, he died. Sorry for that. When I called the OC told Emma, it's okay, let me send my team. When they came to pick this person, who the person was dead, I was summoned to a church to write a statement. I was detained. After being detained, I have to pay 50,000. After paying 50,000, they released me. They told me, everywhere you come for what? For hearing. That case died there. So apparently, me, Emma, even if you want, I will never come to you apparently that I will show a piece of it. Because I know, apparently tomorrow will come to me. So I'm a victim. Number two, apparently, how come my auntie committed the suicide? She had it happen. In the cool there, in a tree. We found the house hanging there. She's dead. Police came that we have to take her for postmortem. So what it? From Kuli people there in the village, they have to take her to Soroti. After postmortem, they demanded the 200,000, which we were not having. Well, apparently, if somebody that has nothing to do with it, for us we are ready to buy it. Why do you come and grab the dead body, you take to Soroti, after that you just buy a lot of money? Thank you.
Wow. I think he's asked the question of postmortem in a different way, because he asked the other time, why should it be done? And we were making an understanding. But Afande,
yes, sir.
Let's make an understanding of these queries. Before we can have Ivan also have a bit of security investigative supplement or complement to this visit that you've made, Grace, in our studios. So many questions, but you know how to go about them.
Okay, Emma. Who found, I think, 2 children looking at the dead body, called the OC to come and
intervene.
I'll give a certain incident. It happened in the PG around the equator. I read it in newspapers.
Kayawe.
Yes, Kayawe. I read it in newspapers, but unfortunately, I knew the victim who had died. Yes, I knew that already. She was married to a certain Muzungu. They were staying around Equator. I read it in newspapers, that story. And this Muzungu murdered the lady, buried her in the compound. He was the first one to go and report to police about the missing lady. I mean, the missing wife.
But for clarity, Emma was not the one who...
Yes, Emma is not the Muzungu. So, imagine if the police had not become suspicious about the Muzungu and detained that Muzungu first time to do some investigations. Well, they first left the Muzungu, but later their suspicion said, no, let's see. So, as they were going back to detain the Muzungu, they smelled something which was not unusual in the compound. The whole compound was smelling. And that's when they now detained the Muzungu. Then after detaining, they went to do a search. That's when they found the lady. But remember, he was the first one to go and report. So you see some of the incidences under why the police sometimes detains slightly the people, because you may be suspicious and you say, maybe let's do this. Someone can murder the wife and he runs first to report at the police. So we are also, sometimes our hands are tied, but we must do some things to make sure we bring justice. And at the end of the day, the husband accepted to have killed the wife because the wife had cheated on him, I think. He had a baby who was not. So those are some of the incidences why we usually do such. Then demanding, let me begin with postmortem. Most of the times we have received incidences where someone kills a person, hangs the person after killing, so that we think that the person committed suicide. So we must also get to know which action was taken
or what caused
that led to the death of that person.
Yes.
So a person kills, after killing, puts the body in the rope and just hangs it on there. So we must do the postmortem. Maybe issues of demanding for money, I don't know whether it was done in the hospital, whether it was done by the police. You know, there are some police officers who are too generous that sometimes they want to help the family. Maybe the other side, they demand for money. He wants to go to the family and says, please bring this kind of money. I help you to
process
But,
everything.
when it is the hospital which has requested for money, so that one I will not comment about it. Whether it is the police, whether it is the hospital which demanded for money, I may not comment. But for us, because now which action are we going to take to ask for money? Most of the time is fuel. Even if fuel is not there, the police officer will talk to you nicely and says maybe we need this kind of.
Okay.
I think those ones are for Emma from Nambole. Then Hesketh. The name is too English. I couldn't. So police parade some of the stolen items,
Exhibits.
but when you go as the owner, they do not give them to you. Sometimes we can receive 10 owners on one phone. Yes, you can receive 10 owners of one phone. So you wonder which kind of person I should hand over this to. So most of the times we don't hand over until we clearly get to know that this is the rightful owner after a clear understanding. So we can ask you for what shows, then at the end of the day, people will continue reducing until we get a clear owner. So they are not denying you because there is nowhere we can put that other things. By the way, our exhibits can even be kept for 100 years, not until maybe court says we can auction them. But still, things that are auctioned at police are those ones which have no claimants. If something has a claimant, we do not put it under auction. Even if it is 100 years, so long as the person is claiming for it, we do not put it under auction. So they are always there. We have nowhere we can put such things. And then
listening to women.
Police over listening to women than men. These days it is balanced. These days we do not listen. We listen to everyone these days. Previously, I think we were following the Bible.
And in fact, even before previously, it was children. If a child gave an account,
now the reason we no longer do that is that people started lecturing some children.
Coaching, yes.
They started coaching some children and they come and tell us lies. So we also no longer follow such things. We make sure we look for the truth other than following some of the things. Naturally, you can say naturally a woman is always, but there are some women who have become worse. Sometimes because you see the Bible, they are saying a man is always a man, a woman is always a woman. Today, you cannot even. So the only thing is that, yes, there are some men who sleep on canes every day. Babasuza kumigo. Musajja na salamu nagamba afande kono mukyala amuleke. Ngende. Because but we listen to them these days. We listen to and we punish. We have arrested women most of the time. They over domestic violence issues. The man comes to report, we end up arresting a woman. Because you find a woman is the one who is really a nuisance. Even neighbors come and they say, no, this woman. You go to make such, a man does not drink alcohol, a woman comes at 2, you want a man to start preparing for you tea instead. You beat him up. So those are some of the incidences. But I know we have arrested some women at least over this. Then Moses, who is the commander of police in these campaigns? Sometimes you receive commanders from the NRM Secretariat, you receive these commanders from... No, now maybe I say that the commander is the commander of that team. The moment you receive any order which is unlawful from anyone, you will be solely responsible if you implement it. So you cannot implement an order which is unlawful. Even if your boss gives you any command, if it's lawful, it's okay. You can continue and implement because it is lawful. But anything unlawful, even if you refuse to implement it, you'll never be charged for refusing to implement an unlawful command. So the commander who is taking over that kind of command is the one responsible for any command. So the commander is the commander. Maybe I should say that. When make sure that yes, when you are commanding, you have to remain as a commander. Anything you receive and they say you do this, please, you remain with that command as a police officer. You shouldn't be intimidated by anyone or be called by anyone because anything you do, any mistake you do, you'll be solely responsible. Then how does police respond? Sometimes it takes longer.